Okay, we're going to take a quick tackle on this old Katrina storm damaged red oak that was right here. So I'm going to use the backhoe to see if I can't start tapping around this old stump that's in the ground. You can see parts of it over here. A little bit of wood material. And it's apparently right in here. I kept hitting it with the bucket earlier. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, rain has passed. It's the next day, and we're going to go ahead and get going on this stump again, see what progress we can make. May give it another 20-30 minutes of work and see if I can't start breaking it loose. But the other option here is that I'm going to cover it back up after I chip some of the top off. I think it's low enough where it's not going to interfere with any of my patio work, and just leave it in the ground. I hate to do that, but there's a good chance that this thing is just too big, and I'm going to have to just leave it in the ground. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get to work. All right, at this point, I'm really starting to get a pretty good feel for the size of this root ball, and get a sense of the clay that this, or the soil that this thing is embedded in. I'm finding lots of big roots coming off the sides. I'm trying to knock as many of those out as we can, and I am trying to get this thing out of the ground versus just chopping the top off the thing, because it would cause me problems later if I really didn't get it all out of the ground. So I'm gonna go for it here and see what we can get done. But this has proven to be a pretty big, stubborn stump, and it's in that ground pretty good.
Well, at this point, I'm starting to see the stump starting to move, so I've got my chain out, and I'm starting to devise a plan to see if I can't pull on this thing a little bit to see if I can't break it loose. I've dug just about all I can at this point. I may try a little bit more, but the chain is starting to look like my primary path here, so we're going to get that going, and let's see if we can get this thing out of the ground. Woo! We got that thing loose. Boy, that was a big stump. It looks a lot bigger in real life than it does on camera too. That thing was a beast. It's got a lot of heavy clay attached to it as well, which really adds some weight to it. What we're going to try and do is set up the thumb here to see if we can't get a good grip on it, and we're going to try to use the backhoe to lift it out of the hole and get it to where we can get rid of it. Alright, let's see if this thumb will help us grab onto this thing and lift it. Yeah, it's just too heavy. I'm going to put the outriggers down to see if it'll give it a little bit more lift here, and it does help a little bit, but it's the hydraulics on that boom are just not strong enough to pull this thing out of the hole. So
okay, we're going to try a different strategy. We tried the backhoe. It just did not have enough pull, even with the thumb down, trying to grab onto that piece. So what I'm going to try and do is wrap a chain around the main portion underneath there, see if I can use those Ken's bolt-on hooks. And I'm on a pretty good slope here, so four-wheel drive is going to have to be my friend. And we'll see if we can just yank this backwards with the bucket. I don't think I'm going to be able to lift it, but I think I may be able to just get it loose enough where I can just back up. Anyway, that's my hope. If this doesn't work, we're going to resort to getting the chain back out, and I'm going to try and drag it out of the hole. This hole is a good 4 feet deep, easily. So anyway, here we go. See if we can get this done. Well, that's the story about how a 90 to 100 foot red oak that was topped during Hurricane Katrina came to its final resting place. Obviously we're going to get rid of the remainders of this root ball, but yeah, nice big hole. Quite a bit of work to get that out. Really proud of the work the John Deere tractor did. This was really right at capacity for this little tractor, but I tell you what, there's not a lot of trees that I'll ever be tackling that are any bigger than this. This was, of course, it had been in the ground for since Hurricane Katrina blew through, which I believe was about 12 years ago. So this thing has been sort of sitting underground, slowly rotting, but you know, this clay tends to preserve this wood pretty well. So it's a lot less rotted than I thought it would be. It's actually in pretty good shape. And, anyway, appreciate you guys checking out the videos, and hope this was entertaining for you and maybe a little bit educational. And we'll catch you on the next video, guys. Thanks.